Congress foot soldiers are facing the ire of the locals over their party's failure to deliver a Telangana state. Their hand forced, they are now going all out to ensure that they mount pressure on the party high command and ensure decision is taken soon. Party MPs went into a long huddle today. The plan is to shoot resignations to Delhi to pile pressure. The party is cornered. Make no mistake, there is a revolt that's brewing and the Congress cannot afford a status quo. The groundswell of support that the Telangana movement has got is now forcing MPs to tender their resignation to Tenja.
If you are for Telangana, come out, clearly concede statehood and let us move on. If you are against giving statehood to Telangana, please come out categorically and say the same. But don't toy with the emotions of the people of Telangana.
They chose to keep the Telangana pot boiling. They chose to buy more time, forgetting this promise made by none other than Sonia Gandhi, that supporters of Telangana now say has been betrayed.
हमारे घोषणा पत्र हमारे मैनिफेस्टो में भी लिखा है कि तेलंगाना स्टेट की हमारा कोई आपत्ति नहीं है और इस मुद्दा को हम प्रायोरिटी से टेक अप करेंगे। आज वही टीडीपी के लोग, टीडीपी के नेता तेलंगाना के सबसे बड़े वकील होने के दावे कर रहे हैं, जिन्होंने, और मैं पूछना चाहती हूं, उनके दौरान, उनके शासन के दौरान में उन्होंने तेलंगाना को दर्जा क्यों नहीं दिया? उन्होंने तेलंगाना के लिए क्या किया?
It was a promise made 11 days before the Lok Sabha polls. The Congress was uncertain of a second term in power. The 11 Lok Sabha seats from Telangana were desperately needed to fill the poll calculus. And now, 4 years later, the heat is back on. And it's the men who won seats on the back of Sonia's promise who are worried about their political future.
What we are trying to do is, quite possible tomorrow they would just announce. So we are filling the format, the requisite format, signing it as is required under Rule 21B and forwarding it to Sonia ji, because she is to deliver Telangana, she is to redeem her own promises. We are sending it to her as a parliament. As far as since she is the president, we are giving our expression that it is absolutely difficult for us to continue in the party with this kind of thing.
And now a former ally turned a bitter foe is piling on the pressure.
If the MPs are serious, if their commitment is sincere, they should tender resignation to their posts and give the resignation letter to Honorable Mrs. Meera Kumar, the Speaker of the Lok Sabha, and not to Mrs. Sonia Gandhi, because tendering a resignation and giving it to Mrs. Sonia Gandhi is nothing but hoodwinking the people. We only appeal to the Congress party and we only appeal to the government to come forward. Don't delay any further, because your dilly-dallying has already costed lives of people of Telangana. Let us not delay it any further.
The Congress party feels that more time and more consultations are required, but on the other hand also would not want to face an angry voter over there in the 2014 general as well as state elections. So even as multiple calculations continue to delay the statehood of Telangana region for the supporter of Telangana cause, the wait only got longer. With cameraman Shakil Ahmed, this is Jugal Purohit in New Delhi for Headlines Today.
Mrs. Gandhi, Mr. Chidambaram and the senior leadership of the Congress party have come on record to indicate they would push for the speedy creation of the state of Telangana. Despite all those promises, despite all the timelines, the deadlines have rolled over. Telangana is still a pipe dream. MLAs and MPs are saying they will hand over their resignations tomorrow, but we've been through that route once earlier. Congress MPs from the region of Telangana have handed over their resignations only to take those resignations back. Is there a game of match fixing at play over here? Will Telangana ever be a reality? And why is the Congress going back continuously on its promises? Joining us on this show is senior leader of the Congress party from Telangana. We've got Keshav Rao joining us. He's one of the leading lights of the Telangana movement. With us also is Lagatapati Rajgopal, Congress leader from the coastal Andhra region. We've got K.T. Rama Rao from the TRS joining us. They're adamant and insistent that the Congress announce a separate state of Telangana, provide full statehood and nothing less. So far, the Congress is not biting the bullet. Mr. Keshav Rao, you told me earlier in the morning when I spoke to you that tomorrow Congress MPs and MLAs from the Telangana region will be handing in their resignations. So you'd permit me to tell you that you've done this in the past as well. Now people in Andhra Pradesh, people across the country are beginning to wonder whether this is just a game of showmanship. That because you've got people like K.T. Rama Rao, other parties, the BJP insisting that there be a separate state of Telangana, therefore notionally you go and hand over these resignations, whereas you have no intention of actually carrying this through.
Well, this kind of a media misinterpretation or misunderstanding has landed us in a bad weather. Question is this: we have, for the first time, never ever, the entire region's legislators, not only the Congress, the TDP, TRS, CPM, CPI, BJP and whatnot, independents, they have submitted the resignation. Don't tell me they've all got into match fixing. If you can talk about me and say it is a match fixing, one part. Second, nobody withdrew the resignations. Let me correct it. It is the speaker who rejected after 3 months. Let me also add, when the ministers resigned, there was no cabinet meeting for 2 months. The last meeting, after 2 months, the meeting was held in the one of the guest houses, camp house, not in the secretariat. Now, as far as the parliament is concerned, the entire, except Jaypal Reddy and another gentleman, all the people had submitted the resignations, and we did not withdraw. It is, I have not withdrawn, and nobody withdrew. It is the speaker who rejected them after 2.5 months. As far as my case is concerned, the chairman did not reject it, and my resignation stood there on the page. So the question is, it is no question of misfixing, it is what came from our sincerity. And today again, because you rejected, we say, look here, it is not any about here. This is, we have been asking our leadership on the central government to redeem their own promise or uphold their own pledges and promises. Right from the CWC in 2001 to manifesto in 2004, to UPA agenda in 2004, presidential address in 2004, then Pranab Mukherjee.
Okay, you made your point. You've set this debate up. I want to go across to K.T. Rama Rao on whether he believes this latest announcement by the MPs and MLAs from the Telangana region is for real. Because we've been through this road in the past. They've notionally resigned and those resignations didn't have any meaning despite what Mr. Keshav Rao says. Do you think this is genuine pressure building tactics by the politicians from Telangana, or do you think this is just to appease the anger in Telangana at being betrayed?
Well, we'll have to wait for a day or two, Rahul, to see what it really is, because there is a certain element of doubt on that, because if the resignations are sincere, if the resignations are committed toward hastening the process of decision making with regard to Telangana, then we will definitely welcome it. But if it's only, as you said, if it's only to appease, the Telangana protagonists here, then definitely it will be exposed. Because if the MPs are tendering resignations, I think their resignations should be sent to the Speaker and not to Mrs. Gandhi. The fact that they are being given to Mrs. Gandhi tomorrow with some sort of preconditions is in itself some sort of...
Mr. Keshav Rao, why don't you send your resignation directly to Meera Kumar?
But
Rahul ji, Rama Rao, bear with me. As far as resignations to the Lok Sabha are concerned, under 221B, if it is coming from me, it is my personal thing, which I am not subjected to any coercion. I do it of free will. I give it direct to the Speaker. It is not that. It is a political decision, where the responsibility lies with my leadership, with my government. So I throw it to the leadership and said, look, I am prepared to resign. I am putting in your hand. Address to the Speaker. If you think you are not giving Telangana, because it is not my personal thing that I am resigning. Usually what happens, 21B, whenever a person resigns, if he is of his own volition, resigns of his own personal needs or the private demands. Here it is not that. It is a political. I wanted this to be focused with the leadership and let the leadership take. And I said, the moment you think that there is no Telangana, please hand it over. We gave our authorization.
No, so it's an indefinite resignation.
By
Then you're not pressing for that resignation to be accepted. You're saying if you think, there's so many ifs and buts over here, KTR, that it almost seems as if we're going down that same road again. If you think there will be no Telangana, then accept my resignation. Congress MPs from Telangana have done this in the past. I want to listen to first KTR and then I'm coming back to you, Mr. Rao.
Well, let me put it this way, Rahul. Nobody is naive here. Nobody is naive.
Absolutely.
In the sense that if someone is sincere about their resignations, as we have been in the past, we gave our resignations directly to the Speaker. And if Mr. Keshav Rao is implying that these resignations are a pressure-building tactic, a catalyst in getting a decision, a political decision from his party high command, then I would agree. Then there is a fundamental difference in the thinking, because if the resignations are meant to be meant to create a more pressure, then yes, I agree that he has to give it to Madam Gandhi, and Madam Gandhi in turn, if she makes a decision against Telangana, will then have to forward it to Speaker Meera Kumar. But the problem here is, Rahul, I don't think Madam Gandhi will ever come out openly and say, I'm not conceding Telangana.
She won't do
and
it.
Therefore, I'm forwarding your resignations to the Speaker. That is never going to happen.
It will be put on an indefinite timeline, as has been the case so far. I want to bring in Mr.
Rajgopal.
Rajgopal.
Really posturing.
We've seen Sonia Gandhi in the past. We've heard from Mr. Chidambaram. We've heard also from Mr. Shinde. From what I've understood, all the senior leaders apart from Mr. Antony actually are now in agreement on the issue of the creation of a separate state of Telangana. Why is it that this pressure that, you know, the lot of MPs from Seemandhra, from Coastal Andhra are actually putting on the Congress High Command, you're forcing them to go back on a decision that they've already taken in principle and announced to the public?
As far as I am concerned, I am bound by the Congress working group resolution. That is very clear. In 2001, Congress took a stand that the smallest state issue can only be addressed through SRC. That's there in our manifesto, and that is a binding for all of us. Being a member of the Congress, all of us are bound by the Congress working group resolution. Unless they change or alter the resolution, I don't think any Congress leader or congressman can say
that. But that's not true, Mr. Rajgopal, because we played out on our channel today clips from the 2009 Lok Sabha election campaigning, where Mrs. Gandhi is on record saying that it is actually the TDP that is holding up the creation of a separate state of Telangana, that the Congress is actually very keen on making it happen, and the moment they come to power, they will make this happen. It was one of the election promises made by the Congress top leadership. It's a fact. It's on record.
No, I think you should look at it properly, the wording. What she might have said was that TDP, when they were in power, they objected for creation of Telangana. When BJP was in power, they never created Telangana. And now the same party is coming and saying that they'll create Telangana and accusing the Congress. And she clearly said that we are never opposed to the creation of smaller states, but it has to be done through a process, SRC process. There's a process for that. Unfortunately, Congress could not come into power on their own.
Whereas maybe an SRC should have been created. The fact is, in the current situation, it will only be a tool to buy more time, and it will get put into a loop and could get delayed by several years. I want you to listen, Mr. Rajgopal, to what your top leader, Mrs. Gandhi, told the people of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana before the 2009 elections. Listen to Mrs. Gandhi.
से हमारे घोषणा पत्र, हमारे मैनिफेस्टो में भी लिखा है कि तेलंगाना स्टेट की हमारा कोई आपत्ति नहीं है और इस मुद्दा को हम प्रायोरिटी से टेक अप करेंगे। आज वही टीडीपी के लोग, टीडीपी के नेता तेलंगाना के सबसे बड़े वकील होने के दावे कर रहे हैं, जिन्होंने, और मैं पूछना चाहती हूं, उनके दौरान, उनके शासन के दौरान में उन्होंने तेलंगाना को दर्जा क्यों नहीं दिया? उन्होंने तेलंगाना के लिए क्या किया?
April 1 p.m. 2009, Mr. Rajgopalan, Mrs. Gandhi saying it's others who are holding it back. Keshav Rao is laughing. Even though it's his own leader, he's laughing at Mrs. Gandhi. But Mr. Rajgopalan, this is very, very important. She's gone and record promising a separate state of Telangana. There's no ambiguity. The cobwebs that have now clouded the heads of the Congress leadership cannot be seen in that video comment, sir.
Rahulji, she said we are not opposed and we give top priority.
Rajgopal might need a little bit of translation on that.
She spoke in English, the whole country heard what she said. She says, we will
Rama-
expedite this
Ramu-
process, we will make it
Ramu,
happen,
will you
Mr.
allow me?
Rajgopal, and now, what are you resorting to? You're clutching to straws.
See, we always said we are not opposed.
Rahul, get
Not opposed is different from going out and creating it. So not opposing means there are a lot of issues are there unless the issues are resolved. Because we did put in our manifesto, we formed the Rosé committee wherein they said we are in principle not opposed, but there are a lot of issues, a lot of stakeholders have got a lot of issues. Unless those are resolved, we can't make it
No,
a reality.
I'm sorry,
And that's
KTR,
exactly where
there
we are
is
stuck.
no ambiguity, there is no doubt in that comment from
Rahul.
Mrs. Gandhi. And now Mr. Rajgopalan is trying to create these caveats, which I didn't hear and I'm sure viewers didn't hear either. KTR.
now, Ramu, can you allow me?
Just one more moment, Mr. Rao. Let KTR speak. I'm coming to you next.
He's bigger and better than the Congress president herself. No, all I'm saying, Rahul, is I think it's hilarious that Mr. Rajgopal sees himself above the Congress president. He talks of a CWC resolution. All I'm asking is, when they made a promise in 2009, which you just displayed, and also when actually they went ahead and announced on the 9th of December 2009 that UPA is creating a new state in Indian Union called Telangana. Don't you think the Congress president was aware of the CWC resolution? Is it only Mr. Rajgopal who thinks he is the most loyal soldier of Congress party, and even the Congress president is unaware of the resolution? Is that how he thinks?
Mr. Keshav Rao, what do you make of what Mrs. Gandhi said? Do you think there's any ambiguity there?
No, and I would like to see, I only sympathize with my friend. कोई आपत्ति नहीं है का मतलब है I have no difficulty at all. I will give so unequivocal.
I'm going to play that out once more. Just listen once again. This is specially for Mr. Rajgopal. And then I'll also translate. If you haven't understood the full context of what Mrs. Gandhi is saying, here's a promise she's made on the election trail. And now we want to know where have all the doubts suddenly cropped in for. Mr. Rajgopal, this is for you. Mrs. Gandhi, once again, please.
से हमारे घोषणा पत्र हमारे मैनिफेस्टो में भी लिखा है कि तेलंगाना स्टेट की हमारा कोई आपत्ति नहीं है और इस मुद्दा को हम प्रायोरिटी से टेक अप करेंगे। आज वही टीडीपी के लोग, टीडीपी के नेता तेलंगाना के सबसे बड़े वकील होने के दावे कर रहे हैं, जिन्होंने, और मैं पूछना चाहती हूं, उनके दौरान, उनके शासन के दौरान में उन्होंने तेलंगाना को दर्जा क्यों नहीं दिया? उन्होंने तेलंगाना के लिए क्या किया?
We have no objection to the creation of a separate Telangana. When our government comes to power, we will take this up on top priority. She's blaming the TDP, which is no longer in power and hasn't been for the last several years, Mr. Rajgopal.
No, she said, she says we are not opposed to the state of Telangana.
She says we have no objection.
Look at the exact
We
wording.
have no objection to the
Yes.
creation of a separate state of Telangana. That's a very definite statement.
No. So she said Telangana state ko aapat nahi. So she said we are not opposed to Telangana state. That's exactly what she meant. And we also said in the manifesto we are not opposed in principle, but there are a lot of issues, a lot of stakeholders are there, and that's exactly when in 2009 December 9th, when Chidambaram ji made a statement, he clearly said we are initiating the process of Telangana, but a suitable resolution will be introduced in the assembly. And that's when all the parties revolted. And the reason they gave the statement was, prior to that, in the all-party meeting, all the parties said, we will pass a resolution, we are accepting for creation of Telangana, and we support the resolution. According to Chidambaram ji announced it, but all the parties, the MLAs revolted within the parties, and they said that if at all we vote, we will only vote for United Andhra Pradesh, but not for separation. That is the reality. So reality is in Andhra Pradesh Assembly, the majority of the people will vote only for United Andhra Pradesh. The reality is in Andhra Pradesh, the majority of the people, more than 90% of people are for one state, Andhra Pradesh alone.
KTR, given this counter argument that is now being tossed up, there is a suggestion that let there be a Telangana Regional Council on the lines of the Darjeeling Hill Autonomous Council. Would that be acceptable? Because if that is the proposition that the Congress leadership puts out, would it be acceptable? Because there is indeed a demand in Simandhra and in coastal Andhra Pradesh that the state should not be split.
Well, a couple of things, Rahul. Firstly, this is something that was already tried, tested with regard to Telangana in Andhra Pradesh. There was something called a regional board way back when the state was created in 1956. And then when Mr. Rajshekhar Reddy and Mr. N.T. Ramarao were in power also, They had created regional boards in Andhra Pradesh, but it's a failed experiment. The whole concept of regional board, regional council, it is something that has been tried, tested, and has been proved. It's a proven failure, firstly. And secondly, for the union government to create a council of sorts, the ones that you refer to with regard to Darjeeling, they would need support of 2/3 of the members in Lok Sabha and Raj Sabha as well. For a creation of a separate state, you would need a simple majority, but whereas creation of a council, you would need 2/3 majority. So I am 100% sure that the UPA will not burn its fingers with something as ridiculous as that. And the last point I want to make, Rahul, is, see, the constitution, the point that my friend Rajgopal just made with regard to the fact that majority of Andhra Pradesh is opposed to Telangana, it's a simple fact that the people of Rayalaseema and coastal Andhra put together outnumber the people of Telangana. But therefore we have something called a constitution and something called Article 3, which is supposed to protect the interest of the minorities against the majority bulldozing the minority. That's where
Mr. Keshav
we
Rao,
call Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar a
Mr.
visionary,
Rajgopal
because he knew
feels
that
that
this
the
sort of a
comments that we
situation
heard
would
from
crop
Mrs.
up.
Gandhi
This sort of a situation would crop
were
up,
ambiguous.
and
There is
therefore,
no
the creation
promise.
of a new state,
There's no
the
definite
creation
promise
new
of the
state is in
creation of a
domain the
separate
central
state of
government.
Telangana. Mr. Keshav Rao.
Now let me change sentence. Ramu, just hear me.
Yes, please.
Ramu, just hear me. Let Rajgopal hear me. One, आपत्ति is different from खिलाफ नहीं है. ये खिलाफ नहीं है की बात नहीं है. आपत्ति, there is no difficulty. It is very easy. That is what आपत्ति is. Over. Next. Now the manifesto. I think I am the author of manifesto, not Rahul or anybody else. CWC sent me, I am the president of the party at the time. The CWC sent us a resolution. We added more. We said we understand the growing sentiments of Telangana and the genuine contents of the first SRC, which recommended the SRC. Now we did say SRC. We said it can better be addressed by SRC. But what is SRC? SRC is a multilateral discussions for any reorganization of the state. Now, after winning along with Rama Rao's party, that is TRS, we went for UPA agenda. We removed SRC. We said direct consultations in the UPA agenda. Then when we went to presidential address, we said the consultation, the state will be formed after consultation of stakeholders. Stakeholders means there within the state. Again, the chief minister was asked to make a statement on the floor of the house. He said a positive step forward will be taken after consulting all the stakeholders through the leaders of the parties in the house. Over. Now third, he says about, I speak about December 9. Lord, let me put an end to this kind of a unnecessary controversy. December 9, I think I was CWC member at that time. So I would know because it was written there at CWC. What Mr. Chidambaram said is, the process for the separate Telangana has been initiated, full. Then he said, as a first step, he is using the let, there is no let there. I think I know English. So, as a first step, an appropriate resolution shall be moved, SHALL shall be moved in the assembly. You understand? But
we know this.
Of the day,
Mr. Keshav Rao, people know the story so far. I want to know what happens next. You're saying tomorrow is the big day when MPs from the Telangana region along with MLAs will resign. Do you see things change? Do you see the Congress party actually announcing a separate state of Telangana, which is now the overriding demand in the state?
The question is separate Telangana, either they will give or we will take. There's another, you close that chapter, there's no further discussion on that. Ramu will say, I would say for it. Now, number 2 is, let Ramu know this. See, there is a pressure for what? To achieve something. Quite possible, this resignation of mine is not for resignation's sake. Not that I would go and dance in the streets because I have given resignation. This resignation is a pressure. It would break in pressure if I am genuine in my attempt. If you don't heed to my request, then I would use other method to fulfill my demand. So this could be a pressure, as he says. Yes, I agree. This is a pressure. I have sent it to a person who is concerned. If it is not being acted, then I have to go directly. Do you think I have a conscience of my own?
Well, there is a catch-22 situation that faces the Congress leadership. They can lose half a dozen MPs from the Telangana region if these resignations are pressed on. Their bigger concern is that there are more MPs from Seemandhra, from coastal Andhra who could resign. There's a crucial budget session which starts in a few weeks from now, and there is a big concern, KTR, that in that budget session, given how precarious the majority is, the UPA could struggle for numbers if MPs from Simandra and Coastal Andhra resign, and the delegations that met the Congress senior leadership said they would put in their papers if a separate state of Telangana was announced. Do you think these internal politics of the Congress party and their political compulsions could stall this process for a while?
Well, Mr. Rahul Gandhi, after becoming the Vice President of Congress Party, in his first interaction at AICC office, had made a statement saying that he believes in positive politics and he does not believe in negative tactics. So, when a movement as positive as Telangana movement is going on in the world's biggest democracy, if we do not endorse it, if we do not address it, it's definitely not practicing what you preach. And secondly, if you succumb to the negative tactics of our friends from Rayalaseema and Coastal Andhra, who are opposed to the idea of creation of Telangana, then definitely the Congress party will lose ground in Telangana. They've already lost ground in Simandra. If I may remind you, there's already something called a Jagan factor there. Therefore, my friend Rajgopal is not going to come back to parliament, and none of his colleagues are also going to come back to parliament either. But in Telangana as well, if Congress party does not concede Telangana, they are 100% going to lose the ground here. And from tomorrow, in next election from Andhra Pradesh, as it remains today, if Congress is going to contest without giving Telangana, they may not get even a single seat from Andhra Pradesh. That's
Mr. Rajgopal, quick final comments. KTR accusing you, rightly so, of blackmailing the Congress leadership, forcing them to go back on a promise they've made to the people.
So vicious thinking. He just has a wishful thinking. So it's not going to happen. Congress is very strong in Andhra Pradesh. And definitely I can say people of Andhra Pradesh, majority of them, even in Telangana, majority of them do not want division. They may not voice it. The majority is silent and the minority is very vocal. Let's not get carried away by the vocal minority. The people are being supported by extremism. The people are keep attacking. People who attack representatives day in and day out. 2 days back, our own MPs who've been supporting separation Telangana have been attacked in the presence of TRS and a lot of people who have been fighting for separatism. So definitely this is a movement which has been supported by extreme thinking people. And when KTR tried to talk about Rahulji's statement, Rahulji, when he made positive politics, he meant unity is a positive politics.
I'm going to leave it over there. All three of you have had your say. You've made your points. At the end of the day, it's the people who will decide where they stand, and make no mistake, there is genuine overriding demand in the area of Telangana for a separate state. People elsewhere may oppose it. People from that state want a separate state. The time for deliberations, discussions is over. It's a promise the Congress party has made. Let's see what the Congress leadership does. As of now, they're walking on a knife's edge. Mr. Rajgopal, Keshav Rao, KT Rama Rao for joining us on this big discussion on the Telangana tangle. Thank you very much.